Bowling Green originally supposed to be this game on the schedule, but they replaced it with Marygrove here because of a scheduling conflict, Randy. Third game of the week for the Dons, and they're really trying to focus on themselves here today.
Yeah, the Mustangs from Motown. You know, I think Bowling Green backed out because, remember, when they played here last time, they lost. Dan Dockett's not happy about that. But, yeah, IPFW more concerned about itself right now. They want to play tough defense. They want to handle the press. They want to get their ducks in a row, so to say, And, again, like you say, third game in a week as the basketball comes bouncing through the shot here. They did this last week, too, and for a young team, Dane Fife told me, sometimes this can be a mental strain more than a physical strain.
Let's tell us a little bit about Marygrove. We know a little bit about this team coming in here. They've got a couple of good players, and we're going to see a lot of activity out of this team.
One in particular, number 33, David Stevens, 18 points a game. He's a small college All-American, so he's pretty good. Now, they'll do some press on the Dons. They'll also play some 3-2 zone, and the Dons haven't seen a lot of zone this year, so against the zone, you got to move the ball quickly, not as much dribbling, and you have to hit some outside shots.
Let's talk about one or two of the things that the Dons are going to focus on today. Coach Fife has really learned a lot about his team in that Michigan State game and the Toledo game, and a lot to build on working up to today, and a pretty tough schedule still coming up in the next couple weeks.
Yeah, he wants to play defense, no surprise there, and he also wants to get off to a good start. On the road, they've had some pretty good starts. They did at Southeast Missouri when they won the game, and they did at Michigan State the first 8 points. But here, they've had bad starts each time, and he also told me that that is psychological. Because, you know, sometimes the kids come out and they're actually tighter at home playing in front of the hometown fans than they are on the road when they're not supposed to win, especially like a game at Michigan State where they really played well.
Okay, a good effort up at East Lansing. Coming off the loss to Toledo, we'll see if the Dons can get out of the blocks today here against Marygrove College. We'll take a break here and come back and take a look at your starting lineups. You're watching IPFW basketball on UPN Fort Wayne.
That book was all right. You know, if she continues to spill product at a rate of 3 per hour, unit cost, say 60 cents. Factor in breakage, downtime, lost sales, you're looking at $2,400 a month. Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, two great names.
Did you know IPFW has its very own pep band? The Stomp Band is looking for more members, and we want you to join. IPFW students even receive a credit for their participation. Perfection is not required, just enthusiasm and a desire to share your school spirit. Check out our website for more information. Don't just play, stomp.
It's IPFW Mastodon Basketball, live from the Allen County War Memorial Coliseum. This broadcast is a production of College 56 at IPFW in conjunction with UPN Fort Wayne.
And we welcome you back here to Memorial Coliseum as we get set for IPFW and Marygrove College. Brad Brown and Randy Schiffman here with you courtside. And let's take a look at the starting lineups. The introductions are just wrapping up here on the court. We're going to start things off with the Marygrove College Mustangs, coming in with a 2-7 record from Detroit, Michigan, and head coach David Sichterman, starting five. That, as far as experience goes, we're going to see senior David Stevens leading the way, who we talked about in the pregame there. He's a 6'4" senior from Pontiac, Michigan. 18 points a game last season, comes in to lead the team. But they also have a freshman to go along with that, Anthony Acho, who's a 5'10" guard. He'll wear number 11, another Michigan native there as well. The other guard that they're going to start probably is going to be 6'4" junior Marcus Barton, number 22, another kid from Detroit. He's a junior as well. 6'5" junior James Kerlock there as well, and 6'6" junior Daryl Gay will probably get a majority of the time inside.
Not a lot of size for the Mustangs.
Correct. We saw them during.
Biggest guy is 6'6".
Saw them during their pregame warm-ups down there. Size-wise, could be advantage to the Dons today. IPFW starting lineup similar to the one that we've seen in the first couple weeks of the season here. DeWitt Scott, Justin Hawkins, and Quentin Carruthers, numbers 3, 4, and 5 will get the start. Brad Pompey will also be running the offense out there. The 6'1" junior, number 11, and Tyler Best will get the start inside. The 6'9" junior from Lafayette, Indiana. Number 31 for first-year head coach Dane Fife. The Dons coming in with a record of 1-4 after their loss to Toledo back on Wednesday.
And Brad, this is a game the Dons really have to take advantage of, because you look ahead in the schedule coming up: Illinois State, Kent State, Notre Dame, Purdue.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
We touched on
that
that.
would be impressive for Duke.
Absolutely. We touched on that right at the end of the pregame there. An impressive stretch of games that they'll be playing in December here for home and away. Of course, we got the Notre Dame game coming up here on December 18th, which will be our next contest for you on UPN Fort Wayne, and we'll talk more about that one as we continue throughout the course of the afternoon here. But Dons control the tip and start things off. Man-to-man does Marygrove on the defense. We'll see what IPFW does here in the opening minutes, as Randy talked about in the pregame, trying to get off to a good start today, and there's a tip and a steal for the Mustangs.
And they said that's one of the keys. They don't want to give the Mustangs any hope. Let's get off quickly because, a lot of times you let a team hang around, bad things happen.
IPFW did that up at Michigan State back on Sunday and gave Tom Izzo some headaches for more than 15 minutes. 3-ball at the top, up and good, and DeWitt Scott puts the Dons on the board.
Tell you what, we weren't sure what we were getting with DeWitt Scott going into the season, but we know now he's the top scorer on the team, averaging about 16 points a game, and not the greatest shooter, not like a Reggie Miller, beautiful form, but he is a scorer.
3 at the other end. Anthony Acho matches that, the 5'10 freshman for the Mustangs.
Already Kyle Sabley going to be coming in the game for the Dons. I mean, we're not even a minute in.
So it'll be an early change in the Dons lineup. Coach Fife sees somebody that he wants to switch out. Perhaps a matchup issue there.
Might have been for some lackadaisical defense on that shot, too, that three-pointer.
3 in the corner. Pompey misses. Tipped out. And it's going to be Mustangs basketball. So Sabley will come in. Pompey to the bench.
Yeah, and Pompey was the one who was guarding Acho, so that could be why he might get a little talking to right now.
So Sabley and Acho, a couple of fireballs here. You can see these two going head-to-head early on. And there'll be the matchup coming down the court. Just over a minute gone in this one. A 3-ball for each team has us tied up. Dons come out with their man-to-man defense as well. Daryl Gay is number 15 with it, and there's Acho. We've seen him running the point from the top. The big man inside is Kerlock, number 50. He goes against Best.
He's only 6'5", but he has a weight of a 7-footer.
He is a big one. Get it in, shot missed, and Hawkins gets his first rebound. They don't have weight listed on the program here. We're going to go maybe 250, 260.
You're a lot kinder than I am,
If I had to guess, because they've got Best listed at 240. We know he's bigger than that.
I would say that guy, he's within a biscuit at 275.
All right. The other end.
Block.
Nice block by Carruthers. Ball loose, and Best comes up with that.
And that was Sabley with the good defense there, the quick hands causing the turnover.
So the Dons get a couple of stops, see if they can get another bucket on the board. Best dumps it into Hawkins. He gets his first shot. Justin misses.
They're trying to get Hawkins to shoot the ball a little more.
Saw him with a good offensive effort in the season opener against Loyola.
Had a nice game at Michigan State as well.
Led the Dons up there at East Lansing on Sunday. Inside, Caroline gets under Best and scores.
I'm still trying to figure out how he made that move without taking steps.
I couldn't see his feet, so we're just going to have to go with it.
It's okay, he hasn't seen his feet for years either. That's just a joke. It's just a joke.
A little holiday humor, folks. 5-3, the Mustangs with a 2-point advantage. Now Best to take his chances at Kerlock, back the other way. Tyler backs him in. Q at the top for 3, got it.
That was a nice play by Best. He backed this man down. As soon as the double team came, he knew exactly where the open man was. Carruthers spotting up and hits the 3.
So pair of threes for the Dons, put them back up by 1. 3 minutes gone here in the first half. The drive for Acho misses. Hawkins had a rebound, but it ends up in the hands of Sabley. Kyle will push it up the floor. Dons on the run. Sabley pulls up from the free throw line. That's off the back rim. And a rebound for Stevens. Now the Mustangs back the other way. We talked about in the pregame. They want to move it a little bit. We're going to see a lot of motion out of this team.
And Sabley pulled up that short on that one. I thought that he was going to pass it because I was surprised he didn't just take the ball to the hole if he wanted to take the shot.
Going to the hole at the other end is Barton, and he hits.
Left hand, nice shot.
Marcus Barton, a junior from Detroit. We talk about Marygrove coming in here. They've got 8 players on their team from Detroit. So as is usually the case with some of these small schools recruiting locally, Carruthers turns it over.
Picked up the pivot foot before he put the ball on the ground.
A couple more substitutions now. Javon Anderson, number 0 for Marygrove, and I'm on a Demi for IPFW, 44.
I think he wants a Demi to body up a little against Kerlock.
At 6'9", he's got 3 inches down there on Kerlock, probably 4. So we'll see what a Demi can do. Young man from Kosovo getting his first action today. 7-6, the Mustangs up 1. And Kerlock goes baseline. Demi Comes down, commits the foul. A couple of free throws coming for the Mustangs. It's going to bring us to our first timeout here in the first half. 15:58 to go. Marygrove 7, IPFW 6. We'll be back with more after this. You're watching IPFW basketball on UPN Fort Wayne.
Do you have everything you need? Paper, pencils? We only ask that you do your best. And make you a snack.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, two great names.
On this month's edition of IPFW Up Close, we'll be talking about the upcoming visit to IPFW by Dr. Richard Light, a Harvard professor who's done extensive research on what college students really think about college. And we'll talk with some award-winning athletes, not for their prowess on the fields of play, but for their philanthropy efforts. Join me, Susan Alderman, for IPFW Up Close, Sundays at noon on College Access, Channel 56.
First half action at the Coliseum. Brad Brown and Randy Schiffman here with you. Don's down 7-6, and Randy Marygrove coming in here with a quick turnaround from their game last night.
Yeah, played Tri-State at Tri-State. So not a long trip, but one of the interesting things, though, it said in the scouting report that the Dons think that Marygrove is got some good athletes. As you see Kerlock moving inside, drawing the foul from the dummy. Has some good athletes, but they're not necessarily the best conditioned athletes. So look for the Dons to push the pace a little, because the Dons pretty deep team right now. And they'll try to get the Mustangs huffing and puffing. Honestly, Brad, when they came over here for the first TV timeout, their bench right in front of our broadcast position, they looked a little tired already. It's only 4 minutes of the game.
Already a smidge worn out. Free throw 2 for 2.
Very nice touch for the big man.
Kerlock getting there. He has 4 points early on with a field goal and a couple of freebies. 9-6 now. Marygrove with a three-point edge. Don's shot in the corner, long there from Carruthers. And now Kerlock, look at the big man run to the floor, but Q comes back.
Oh, I can't believe they didn't call foul on Kerlock there.
Nothing there, and on the end line.
They called him out of bounds. He was touching the ball.
Carruthers there.
That looked more like hockey, right? Oh, no, they called it on Carruthers. That looked more like hockey the way they were going down. It was like they were checking each other.
So Carruthers had his hand on the ball as he floated out of bounds underneath. A little bit of contact both ways heading down the floor. Now a shot by Anderson rims out. Best comes in, hits the deck. Ademi had the rebound there.
Is it just me, or does every guy in the Mustangs look like a lefty?
So far, we've seen most of them shooting left-handed early on. Unusual to see more than 1 or 2 out of any lineup. Savely with it. They dump it into Ademi. Hawkins, 3 in the corner. Justin got it.
Nice shot.
And we're tied at 9.
All 9 points for the Dons on 3-pointers. And again, 9-9 game right now, 15 minutes to go. The one thing the Dons don't want to do is let the Mustangs hang around.
Long jumper at the other end, an air ball from Barton.
Also left-handed.
Savely on the push, stops.
Nice
Hawkins
pass.
Inside, got it, and the foul. Hawkins to the line.
Great dish by Savely inside there. The only way to get that pass through was with the bounce pass, and he was also very patient. He waited until Hawkins got open.
We've seen just in this first handful of games this season, Kyle Savely starting to develop his game a little more. We'll take a look at it one more time. Don's on the break.
See him pull up. He sees Hawkins, and perfect time in there. Hawkins, he got fouled by 2 guys there. Maybe he'll get 2 free throws.
Good shot fake on that. The first one got fouled as he hit the layup. 3-point play the old-fashioned way.
That's 6 in a row for Hawkins to put the Dons up by 3.
So the Dons led at 6-5. Now they're back up 12-9. Just over 5 minutes gone here in the first half.
They are a different team with Savely in there. They run the ball a little more. They they can push it a little better, and he creates a little havoc on defense. Got quick hands.
And there's Hawkins on the floor. We get used to seeing that. Ball out of bounds off of Mack, number 12, Leon Mack, and another Marygrove turnover.
And big number 50, James Kerlock, heading to the bench for his first rest.
Winded as he walked over here. But a good effort here early on for him.
Yeah, he's done very well.
So the Dons maybe trying to put together a little spurt here in the first half. And on the move, Carruthers in the lane. Little curl and a jumper.
Again, nice play run there. Scott getting the ball up top. Carruthers coming off the screen, wide open from about 8 feet. He's going to make that 80% of the time.
Second field goal for Q and a 5-point edge for the Dons, as they've rattled off 8 straight points now. And a nice double team underneath. Nowhere to go for Mack. He got it out.
Again, the quick hands of Savely causing a turnover.
Ball on the floor. Anderson ends up on top of Scott, and he'll be called for the foul, Javon Anderson.
That's a break there, because they could have just called that a tied-up ball. Watch again, the quick hands underneath, the double team. Savely's going to come in there and knock it away. I'm surprised it wasn't Hawkins on the floor, though. He's always had the floor.
Absolutely. Helped flush the ball out from under the basket, so the Dons playing some good aggressive defense since that first media timeout. They've stepped it up a little bit there.
Each team with 2 turnovers right now. Don's shooting the ball well right now, 50%, 5 out of 10, and 3 3-pointers. Justin Hawkins, smart play there, falling out of bounds, threw it in, knocked it off of a Marygrove player. Number 0, Javon Anderson.
Got caught up in the corner there. Another substitution for Marygrove. 34 is David Lewandowski.
The big Lewandowski.
The big Lewandowski. The sequel coming soon to a theater near you.
You know what, Brad? Hawkins there, that's a junior experience, though. He didn't panic when he was falling out of bounds. He knew what to do.
Demi set the nice screen for Savely. Scott gets another 3, his second.
Tell you what, all of a sudden we've got, an 11-0 run by the Dons here. 17-9. They've gone from 3 down to 8 up.
This is what Coach Fife was looking for out of this first half. Looking for that good start. Marygrove taking a look. Nice little spin move inside. Left it short, though, did Mack. Hawkins had the rebound. Lost it out of bounds.
That's what we like to call great move, not so great shot.
Pompey back in. Carruthers gets his first rest.
Down's going pretty small right now. Pompey, Savely, and Scott basically all guards. So Scott can play a little small forward, especially against a team like Marygrove that isn't very big.
Kick it out to Anderson. He misses. There's another board for Hawkins.
Savely pushing it. Oh, he had Pompey, but just wasn't quite open enough.
Hits Hawkins, the trailer. Pulled up there. Good foot behind the 3-point line and left it short.
Yeah, he might have been just a foot or 2 out of his range there. It looked like he might have been more than a foot behind the line. That was pretty deep for Hawk.
So the Mustangs now, better part of about 4 minutes and change without a field goal.
Again, what's hurt the Dons in their 2 home losses is bad starts. So this is a big improvement today. They're not falling way behind. Savely with another steal. This is going to be an easy layup.
All the way for Kyle Savely, the easy deuce.
Marygrove coach just looked up at the clock. He was about to call a time. Oh, I thought he was going to wait for the TV timeout, but he's going to take a quick one right now.
Coach David Sichterman takes a 30. So he'll get a quick one in here before we'll have our next one here coming up in just about 20
minutes. Here's Kyle Savely with another steal. He could have given it to Hawkins, but Hawkins sort of setting the pick there just in case he was ready to clean it up.
And that puts the Dons
Savely
up
another basket.
By 10 for the first time in this one. 13-0 is the run now. Dons trailed 9-6 about 3 minutes ago.
Yeah, the Dons shooting 54% now, 7 out of 13, while the Mustangs 3 out of 10. That would be an even 30%.
They got a couple of baskets early. Acho hit that 3 right off the top. They got the basket from Barton and then Kerlock.
A couple of free throws from Kerlock, too.
That's all of their scoring at this point. IPFW athletic tickets. Of course, the next home game that we talked about coming up here at the Coliseum is on December 18th with Notre Dame.
Who?
Notre Dame. The Fighting Irish making the trip in from South Bend. Call the athletic office. Tickets. A few tickets still available for that one here.
We don't have to call them Notre Dame over here, do we?
And they will have, well, as they do right now, a curtain up and a full house expected for that one. Got a busy weekend here at the Coliseum. Comets were here last night. They're going to clear it out when we're done here, and the Comets going again tonight.
Plus, Sesame Street's going on in the Expo Center.
The Expo Center.
Hey.
I thought I heard Big Bird from somewhere across the building here.
You know, I saw somebody chowing down cookies pretty quickly, so. And it wasn't you and me.
That explains that. That wasn't back in the green room. So Marygrove after the 30-second timeout. Mustangs working it around. Brandon Proby is number 1. He got hung up in there, but got it inside to Lewandowski, and he's fouled.
Right there, you know, you see Coach Fife just going, don't foul him. It's a tough shot. They haven't made anything for 5 minutes. Let him shoot. Don't give him free points at the free throw line.
Foul was on.
All he has to do is stay on his feet, but you see what he did? Mo jumped into him there.
And Ademi with his
Was it Ademi?
second personal.
I saw 4. I couldn't see if it was 34 or 4.
Mo trying to help out down there. Lewandowski hits the free throw. Best back in for Ademi. And the Mustangs breaking at 13-0 IPFW run that went almost 4 minutes.
It was a bit of a slow start. Coach Fife hasn't had much to complain about tonight.
Offensively, it's looking pretty good for the Dons.
As is defensively. He's only given up 11 points in 8 minutes. That's pretty good.
Keeping them to 30%. They'll take that any time, any place.
And both teams average right around 65 points a game.
65 Marygrove, 66 IPFW. So numbers-wise, on paper, pretty even through the first 3 weeks of the season.
Well, I think the Dons have played much better competition.
Absolutely.
I don't think Marygrove has played Michigan State, anything close to that.
Savely got hung up, got away from his defender, though, and got the roll.
Nice touch.
Good effort by Kyle right there around the free throw line. He got caught in a double team, but worked out of it.
You know, we talked about it last game that Coach Fife has said the Dons sometimes have trouble shooting in the Coliseum because they don't practice here very often. And it's just not that big of an advantage. But now that they've played a few games here this season and they've practiced here a couple times, maybe they're getting a little more comfortable with the surroundings. Shooting 57% right now.
Billings hit the jumper for Marygrove. It's the same thing we see when those high school games come in here during the season with this deep shooting background. These kids just are not used to that. And it turns into a bit of an adventure on some nights. We come to our next media timeout, 11 minutes and 12 seconds here in the first half. IPFW with a 21-13 lead. We're back after this. You're watching Dons basketball on UPN Fort Wayne.
Are you in there? What's up? The show's at 7. Whoa. Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, 2 great names.
Double team, dribbles out of it, he knows he's wide open at that point, gets the friendly home court bounce on the rim.
Kyle Savely, couple of field goals here in the first half. He has 4 points, Carruthers 5, Hawkins and Scott with 6 each, and that's the 21 points.
Impressive about Savely, he also has 2 rebounds, 2 assists, and I think he's also caused a couple of turnovers.
I was going to say, we see 2 steals down there. I believe he's probably got at least one of those.
He's a stat stuffer.
So
he had the steal for the wide open layup.
Yep. So right now, putting together a pretty good line on his box score.
Well, he's also played a lot tonight. He came in a minute into the game, and he hasn't come out since.
Yeah, so he's got himself 8 minutes here in the first half. Carruthers misses, rebound inside.
Big Mo pushed off on that one, Essinger.
So Essinger will pick up the personal.
That's how he got the rebound. It's a good move if they don't call it.
If they don't see it.
You know, anything's legal if you don't get caught.
3rd team foul on the Dons. So we come upon the 11-minute mark here in the first half. Marygrove trying to push the action into the half court pretty quickly.
Really, the defense has been tremendous for the Dons since about the first 3 minutes of the game. That is a tough shot.
Anderson missed it. Best forced him down there on the baseline.
Yeah, that was fading away, falling down, off balance.
Not something you're going to see the big man hit too often.
Besides that, it was textbook.
Savely will settle him down.
One thing I'm noticing too, Brad, the Dons setting a lot of screens, and the Mustangs aren't fighting through them too much, and they're also not covering up for the others real well.
Savely missed.
Got to switch too.
Missed the 3. Second chance. Carruthers took it in.
He was just holding that ball like you and I would hold a softball.
I think he was hoping to bring that down. They got blocked. Nice little pass from Best to find him in the middle.
Yeah, Best was trying to back in. He had a guy about 5'10" guarding him.
We'll take a look at it off
Once
the
again,
rebound.
look at Best has a really little guy on him there, number 1, Proby, who's 6 foot tall. So He had an easy sight line on that one. That was maybe the first time that the Mustangs switched.
Got himself hung up underneath there. 15, Darrell Gay back in. Anderson gets a break. Quentin Carruthers at the line, 6'3", 180, and a junior.
You know, last time out, the Dons shot the ball extremely well. Last home game, extremely well from the free throw line against Valpo.
Q at 66% on the season, gets 1 out of 2.
And for a team like the Dons, who admittedly will have some trouble scoring, you really have to take advantage of the free throws. You know, that's where Dane Fife's going to want them to shoot 75 to 80%.
80%, .2 on the season so far, so Coach Fife got to be pleased with that. And any coach would take 80% from the line. Savely's 3, missed.
He knew right where it missed, too. He was running in there trying to get the rebound.
Rebound rimmed out to the Mustangs as we're past the 10-minute mark now.
He was wide open. The Dons are getting a lot of wide open looks so far. There's a sloppy turnover.
Lewandowski couldn't handle it inside. 4th turnover for Marygrove.
Only 2 for the Dons. That's also good news. Only 2 turnovers in 10 minutes because they turned it over a ton of times in their loss the other night at Toledo.
31 turnovers in that game.
That's a lot.
20 of those, I believe, came in the first half, so that's put them in a hole early.
31 is what they'd like to see for the week, you know, when you're playing 3 games.
Essinger, his man went down, and Big Mo scores.
Again, he's got just a tremendous size advantage on anybody on the Mustangs.
We got a 6'6" guarding him right now, so he's got 5 inches on Lewandowski, who's trying to clear him out underneath. Look at the big arms. Big Mo got the block.
And perfect there, Brad. You notice he didn't jump. He just held his ground and stuck his arms up. He didn't have to jump.
Savely on the baseline. Can't get it, and called for the charge.
Yeah, he went into him after he let it go. The man was set. Savely might need to come out for a little rest now. He's played about 10 straight minutes.
Yeah, and he's played 10 minutes very hard.
You can see he's a little red in the face there. Here comes Hawkins. I don't know who will be coming in.
Hawkins will come in, and Essinger gets the break. There's the charge again.
That was pretty close. A little lean in there by number 15, Darrell Gay, but
stepped in and got the call.
You know, because the thing was, it almost looked like he stepped in while Savely was in the air, which you're not supposed to be able to do and get a call.
Kind of comes down to a judgment call from the men in stripes. 3 at the other end. Misses there by Billings.
Nice box out by the Dons.
Carruthers on the run.
Great pass.
Hey, can't finish, but draws the foul.
First I thought it slipped out of his hand, but apparently he got fouled.
Far enough under there, looking to draw the personal, and he did. So Pompey will go to the line.
Here you see Q running the break. He loves the open court. Great pass. Yeah, he got bodied up there.
Nice pass. He had one spot to put it in and put it right there.
Talking to Quentin Carruthers before the season, he was very excited about the new offense for the Dons. More motion, more running. He gets to slash. He gets to run. Those are the things he does really, really well.
Brad Pompey hits the free throw, 71% on the season. 6'1" junior from Elkhart.
And if the Dons make this one, they'll be 4 out of 5, which would be 80%, which is their season total.
So
again,
right on line.
And they were, as you remember, Brad, not a good free throw shooting team last year.
Struggled greatly with that on some nights and have gotten it dialed in very well this first part of the season.
Yeah, and there were some nights where if they had hit some free throws, they would have been in ball games a lot more and probably would have won 2 or 3 more games.
Definitely within striking distance of some of those games.
13-point lead now, biggest of the game for the Dons.
3 misses, good position, but Best, now he's on the floor. Good hustle by Tyler. Loose
Everybody's on the floor.
All the way out. Tie up, and the Mustangs
called a timeout.
Got the 30-second timeout.
We'll stay as Anthony Acho called the quick timeout. Smart move if he got a hold of it.
So the Mustangs will hang on to possession. Coach Fife questioning the official there at exactly who had possession out on the free throw lines. There were about 6 guys on the floor.
And you just wonder how many hands were actually around the ball there. But not the worst thing right now for the Dons. Get a chance to regroup a little. They're playing well. Dane Fife now wants to keep them focused because we've seen the Dons fall behind like this and the other team sort of lose focus in the game. And this is where you want your team with the lead. You want to go into the locker room. You got 8:22 to go in the first half. It's 26-13. You want to go in the locker room. I would say if you're IPFW right now up by at least 15 points, you'd want to build on this a little.
Saw the graphic there for the Royal Dons Club, the IPFW official athletic booster organization. More information online at ipfw.edu/athletics. You can keep tabs on the Dons all the time online. Plenty of information there.
You know, we talked about Stevens, number 33, their best player early on. Well, right now, after 12 minutes, he's only taken 2 shots and hasn't scored a point. That's a big reason the Dons are up by 13.
4 out of 18 shooting for Marygrove, so credit the Dons defense. Savely got inside.
Thought he got fouled.
Came close on that one.
I really think he needs a break now. He's played again 11 straight minutes now, and we could be getting it because Shakari Johnson taking off his warm-ups.
Right on cue. Of course, Savely again.
Yeah, I think he did. I think he got hit there by the big Lewandowski.
Like Lewandowski may have gotten him there underneath. So Savely, he plays at such a pace that 11 minutes is an awful lot.
That's a lot for anybody these days.
You know,
that's like a whole quarter almost in the NBA. You don't see a lot of guys do that.
In one stretch, absolutely.
And it's not like he's walking it up the court, Brad. And he never lets up on defense either.
He's a mad dash every time. 15 on the shot clock.
He still reminds me a lot of Jason Williams, who plays for the Miami Heat now. That was a walk they didn't call.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. Acho, shot fake, off balance, miss.
Best got lucky there. He left his feet against a little guy and almost got called for the foul.
Little body contact perhaps, got away with it. The Dons get another stop.
Yeah, look at the wide open shots. No switch there at all on the pick.
Baseline jumper for Johnson, so Jakari comes right in and gets on the board.
And he's out of Michigan, so he may know some of these guys from high school.
From Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Kick ball.
Put out of bounds and bring us to another timeout. 7:10 to go in the first half. Dons have extended their lead to 28-13. We'll be back with more after this. You're watching IPFW basketball on UPN Fort Wayne.
Oh, yes, to the 40, to the 50, to the 40 of Dedham. He's going down the sidelines, and it's a...
If legislation being considered now in the U.S. Congress passes, you won't see your local team or your government or local events in news on this TV channel. Telecom giants want to end the funding source for this and other local channels. And with such action, end your rights to watch or produce local programming. Don't let local access become won't see TV. Go to SaveMyFreeSpeech.net or AllianceCM.org now and learn how you can help. Become informed and contact your representatives in Washington. The time for your action is now. Otherwise, this is all you'll see here soon.
First half action continuing here at the Coliseum. Brad Brown and Randy Schiffman here with you. 28-13 the lead for IPFW as they have rattled off another little run against Marygrove College.
Fun day for the Dons right now. Everybody getting to play. Everybody playing pretty well. And I'll tell you what, the Mustangs look a little tired right now. They played last night at Tri-State, came down, early tip-off today after playing last night, and when you fall down 15 early in the game, some of these guys are looking like, where are we eating afterwards?
Yeah.
Where are we eating?
They might be thinking ahead to what they're doing with the rest of their weekend. We'll see what they do here in the final 7 minutes of this first half.
See if they get it back to James Carlock. The big guy's really been their most effective player so far right there. Good double team by Quentin Carruthers.
Looking around and down, baseline, jumper off the glass. Nice shot by Stevens.
Yep.
We can see with that move at least why he's top player on this team.
You notice the difference there? That was a really tough shot that he made. They're having to take tough shots. The Dons wide open almost every shot they've had.
Carruthers missed the 3, but the Mustangs can't handle it underneath.
Again, a lot of that wide open is because the Dons are setting picks and the Mustangs either not fighting through them or not switching. And conversely, when the Mustangs are setting pick, the Dons are switching. They're double teaming. They're getting over. They're helping guys out.
Got a fresh shot clock to work with. 6.5 minutes to go here in the first. Johnson again.
Nice dish.
Good look.
No
for
look. A couple of guys from Michigan there hooking up on that one.
Quentin Carruthers now with 8. The Dons have doubled up at 30-15.
It's Flint and Grand Rapids getting together on that.
Keep the defense going at the other end. They are cinching it up tight. Best the rebound that time.
Another good box out by Best. After that first game here, he has played much, much better. A little sloppy on the dish there by Pompey.
Pass just missed. Looking for Carruthers.
They're saying it was tipped out though by a Mustang.
Got a
hoof on it.
Got a little bit of something over there. So the Dons will get it right back.
You know, Best looking a little winded right now. I think it's just from getting leaned on by the big guy, Carlock.
They've been going back and forth the entire first half. Pompey misses the 3. Rebound for Gay and move it up to Stevens.
I got a feeling he's going to shoot the ball.
He's looking for it, but he lost it. Best gets it ahead to Hawkins. Justin.
Great move.
Threw up and can't get the roll.
Great move to split the 2 defenders there by Hawk. You know, he's 6'6", 6'7". He's not a little guy. They made him move like a guard.
Handled the ball well.
Watch it again. Hawkins just set him up, switched his hands. He got hacked pretty hard on that one, too, and still almost got it to drop.
So Justin will head to the free throw line.
Hit his first free throw to complete a 3-point play. He's got 6 points.
Those were his first free throw of the season earlier this afternoon. And 2 in a row.
So he was perfect down the season. 1,000% leads the NCAA in free throw shooting.
Fantastic. Good start for that. And Hawkins with 7 points now.
The Best coming out. He is winded.
DJ Posley in for the first time for the Dons, number 10, 6'3" freshman from Hazel Crest, Illinois.
He's had some very good moments already this year. I know they said he was one of the top guards in Illinois last year.
Seen some limited action early on this season. Hawkins hits again.
Made some big shots against Valpo down the stretch.
32-15, Dons with their biggest advantage.
I know he played on one of the better teams in the state of Illinois. He had 2 or 3 D1 players on that team.
So we'll get to see him here in the first half today.
Pompey left his feet there.
Atcho with a nice shot fake. 13 on the shot clock.
I don't know how that ball got through.
Pass to Stevens, went past about 6 set of hands.
That was just a gift. It was like everybody thought the other guy was going to pick it up. It's like, you got it, you got it, you got it. Like, you know, one of those bloopers in baseball where 3 guys are standing there and it's like Mo, Larry, and Curly.
Trickled on
it falls.
Big Mo in the post. Got hung up.
Oh, he's wide open on the baseline.
Step out, Pompey, miss, rebound, Johnson, Essinger.
Another good dish by Johnson.
Goes to the rim and misses. Jakari Johnson a good couple of minutes here in the first half.
Now he's another guy. He was All-State in Michigan. You got to figure he's a pretty good ball player if you make All-State in Michigan. Once again, you're going to see Johnson gets the rebound, dribbles inside, the no-look, soft pass to Mo. He had to get hacked or he was making that one easily.
So Dons are passing it around very well here in the first half. 8 assists on 11 field goals. That's a good number. Essinger misses the free throw.
He needs to work on his free throw shoot.
Just 0 for 2 on the season coming in.
It just doesn't look comfortable there.
Stavely re-enters for the Dons. Essinger from Sarasota, Florida.
Maybe he's just a little cold, you know. He's used to Sarasota. The wind chill thing.
The snow on the ground has just thrown him off completely.
He's long every time on it, back rim.
So 0 for 2 on that trip, keeps it at 32-17.
He needs to start aiming for the front of the rim. You know, some coaches try to get it right over the front of the rim. Some say shoot for the back. Some say look at the whole thing.
Carlock inside fouled. The big man will go to the line for a couple of free throws.
15-point lead. That's what the Dons would like to see going in there. You see, I'll tell you what, a lot of contact there. Carlock using that right arm to create a little space, shall we say.
Free throw rims out. Foul was called on Johnson. His first. 5 team fouls on the Dons.
That's the first free throw that the Mustangs have missed. 4 out of 5 from the line now. Down 6 out of 9 from the line.
Just 57% on the season for this team. So free throws, quite the struggle. And Carlock, 8 of 25 coming in, 32%.
Key stat right now, Brad. Don shooting 46%. Mustangs 27%.
Again, another open shot. It doesn't go for Johnson. But again, another open look, as Randy's talked about.
Get enough of those, they're going to fall eventually. Boy, that was a deep 3. That was NBA right there by Brandon Proby.
Second 3 of the game for Marygrove, 32-20, so they get it back down to a dozen. Back-to-back field goals here without the Dons scoring, so a little burst for the Mustangs. Out of bounds. Carlock tipped it out. That'll bring us to another timeout. 3:48 to go in the first half. Dons up by 12. Back with more after this. You're watching IPFW basketball on UPN Fort Wayne.
know we love kids, and I've made a decision that will totally change my life. Cameron's too. It's a huge responsibility, leading someone into, who knows, communication or science or math. That's what life's all about, right? Learning so you can pass on knowledge to younger minds. Dad, Mom, I want to be a teacher.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, two great names.
On this month's edition of IPFW Up Close, we'll be talking about the upcoming visit to IPFW by Dr. Richard Light, a Harvard professor who's done extensive research on what college students really think about college. And we'll talk with some award-winning athletes, not for their prowess on the fields of play, but for their philanthropy efforts. Join me, Susan Alderman, for IPFW Up Close, Sundays at noon on College Access, Channel 56.
Take a look at the Marygrove offense, see how they're trying to work the ball around. A lot of motion offense for this team. There's the pass that we have no idea how it got through. There were 4 down defenders right there, but the ball really didn't go to anybody's man. Maybe that's why it got through, and Stevens hitting the open shot. He's 2 out of 4 now. He's only got 4 points. This is from a guy who averages 18 a game. That's a big reason the Dons have a 12-point lead. And I'll tell you what, Brad, last 3:48 of the first half, I think Coach Fife wants to see his Dons just go on maybe like a 10-2 spurt right now and really get a big lead, and that's not the way to get it going.
Acho gets the steal. Got the block. They come back, got another shot. Loose ball, Best got it.
He didn't just block it, he got it with both hands and pinned it.
Savely got stuck. The Dons will get it to their offensive set now.
Smart move to take it out there, though. After the bad turnover, Hawkins showing the hustle, the 2-on-1, and he was the only one back, and he got that. He caught that ball.
Right up on the glass. Very impressive. Best in the post. Big men going head-to-head. Little right hand hook and rims out. Good shot.
3/4 of the way down.
Best got kind of look that he wanted. Couldn't get it to fall. 3 at the other end. Proby misses. Stevens rebound. Blocked from behind by Carruthers.
They're going to call foul on that one? I don't know. Maybe we'll get another look at that one. That looked like he got a lot of ball on that one, Brad.
Called the foul underneath, perhaps. And Stevens will get a couple of free throws.
Yep, let's see. There's the long rebound. Carruthers got the ball. Got the ball again. That was clean.
Looking pretty good on our replay. Stevens will convert the first free throw.
A lot of times, though, refs will anticipate a foul, and that whistle's blown. And at that point, whether it's a foul or not, it's a foul.
David Stevens and Proby are the only 2 seniors on this Marygrove roster.
And that would be 2 more than IPFW.
I've seen that from a couple of teams this season come in very young roster. 32-22, so it's back to a 10-point margin after the 2 free throws. Hawkins, 3, short, rebound.
Just can't make anything right now.
Warren Wallace into the game for the first time. He has it in the corner. Gets it back from Savely in a little traffic.
Wide open.
Caught the net on the way under.
Yeah, Scott was just ready to shoot that ball. Scott hasn't taken very many shots tonight, only 3, and he's hit 2 of them.
Still 15 to shoot. Wallace with it now. 10 on the shot clock.
Plenty of time still.
Scott, Savely again, taking a look.
Scott's going to shoot it now.
3 at the top, that's short, might have been deflected. Ball's loose on the floor, still loose. Proby gets it. Now on the run of the Mustangs. Coach Sichterman telling him to slow down. You can hear him right here in front of us. Acho will back it out. 2 minutes to go in half.
Said run a play. Didn't say which one, just anyone will be happy.
So his team has scored 7 straight points. Chance to get it back to single digits. Acho in the lane, no. Tip, got it. The little man.
Fantastic tip. That really was.
How about 5'10" getting that done inside? Wallace on the drive, draws the foul.
Created the foul right there. He went in and there were 2 guys, and he knew one of them was going to whack him. He still tried to make it, though. He did get shoved a little.
Good aggressive play there.
Getting down, all of a sudden this lead was was 15. It's down to 8 right now. Want to build it back up before the half. There you see Wallace driving in. Not much of a foul, but he clipped him just enough to make him miss the shot.
Biggest lead was 17 points at 32-15. Warren Wallace rims out.
All of a sudden, Don's only 60% from the line right now, 6 out of 10.
Missed a couple here. 6'3" freshman from Indianapolis Lawrence North High School. Ooh, 0 for 2 on that
How about
trip.
4 out of 16 from three-point land?
16 three-point chances and only 12 inside the arc here.
Oh, great play by Hawk. He anticipated that pass.
Bounced around off of Savely and then off of Stevens. So it'll be Don's basketball.
That's 2 great defensive play by Hawkins in the last 2 minutes of the ball game. The block shot and the steal.
Something we've come to expect from Justin. Under a minute and a half to go here in the first.
Both teams have taken pretty good care of the ball. Savely makes the runner.
Nice drive.
Only 3 turnovers for the Dons after 31 in their last games. Though again, Marygrove and Toledo, different stories, but only 6 by Marygrove. It seems like they've had more of the Mustangs.
6 points for Savely now. The Dons end a scoreless drought of about 3 minutes.
Savely was holding number 22 there. That would be Marcus Barton.
Team foul number 7 on the Dons will put Barton on the line for a 1-on-1.
And that's the bad thing about that foul. He wasn't going to score. He was just dribbling around out there.
Second personal on Savely.
I think he'll come out.
Mosley will replace him.
Good idea. You don't want to take a chance of him picking up 3 fouls in the first half.
Savely's gotten ample minutes here in the first half.
Playing a lot, taking advantage of it. Nice line, 6 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds, couple of steals.
Free throw good for Barton. And 2 for 2. 34-26, single digits.
The Dons should get 2 possessions here in the final minute if they shoot the ball in the next 15 seconds or so. Get the old 2 for 1. There's Best. Nice pass.
Wallace had it, almost a double dribble, but got on the drive.
Maybe a walk too, but if you don't call one, don't call the other, I guess.
So it goes back to a 10-point margin as Wallace hits his first field goal.
And the Dons will get another possession.
About 6.5 seconds between the clocks. We're down under half a minute now. 20 on the shot clock. Stevens, turnaround, got it. Nice shot.
The Marygrove coach was yelling at his team to pull it out and use as much clock as possible, and he made a face until the ball went through the net. Just happened to be watching him.
Best little drive. The big man lumbers inside.
Finally gets one to fall.
Down to the last 7 seconds.
Calling the play out, 81.
Bobby, he's just going to pull up. 3, good, at the buzzer. That cuts it to a 7-point margin at halftime. 38-31, the Dons with the advantage. So Marygrove makes a little run here in the last 5 minutes of the first half. IPFW's shooting kind of went downhill. A couple of missed free throws. And cinches up that margin to just 7 points at the break. We'll take a timeout here from the Coliseum. We get set for our Centennial Wireless halftime break. Talking IPFW women's volleyball coming up. And we'll have our first half statistics as well. IPFW up 38-31 at halftime. We'll be back with more after this. You're watching Dons Basketball on UPN Fort Wayne.
Did you know IPFW has its very own pep band? The Stomp Band is looking for more members, and we want you to join. IPFW students even receive a credit for their participation. Perfection is not required, just enthusiasm and a desire to share your school spirit. Check out our website for more information. Don't just play, stomp.
On this month's edition of IPFW Up Close, we'll be talking about the upcoming visit to IPFW by Dr. Richard Light, a Harvard professor who's done extensive research on what college students really think about college. And we'll talk with some award-winning athletes, not for their prowess on the fields of play, but for their philanthropy efforts. Join me, Susan Alderman, for IPFW Up Close, Sundays at noon on College Access, Channel 56.
Do you have everything you need? Paper, pencils? We only ask that you do your best. And make you a snack.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, 2 great names.
IPFW has its very own pep band? The Stomp Band is looking for more members, and we want you to join. IPFW students even receive a credit for their participation. Perfection is not required, just enthusiasm and a desire to share your school spirit. Check out our website for more information. Don't just play, stomp.
Lots of great arms on the cheerleaders as they toss up the miniature basketballs here at halftime. Make sure you get yours.
And one of the reasons she did so well, also, she's leaving now. You can't replace somebody like that with one person. What do you do?
Well, again, it's a team thing. She's arguably one of the top 5 greatest volleyball players in the history of IPFW athletics.
Or women?
Men or women. And what they're going to have to do, though, is now rebuild their strength. Obviously, they're going to go out. They have a couple setters coming in next year. They still have great players coming back. Sonara Martins, Nicole Howell, Amanda Feaster. There are great players already in place for Coach Kelly Hartley-Hutton that they can run with it again next year.
So it's the kind of thing that you do, okay, we don't replace with one. It's more opportunities for everybody, and everyone's got to pick up the slack, correct?
Everybody has to contribute in order to be successful, no question.
Okay, now what about the men? I understand now. I've heard that this team is loaded for bear this season.
We are loaded for talent. We scrimmaged Long Beach State here earlier this fall. And you know what? We got to learn a lot about ourselves. We have a couple pieces of the puzzle that we're still trying to fit into the jigsaw. But we like our outlook for this season, no question. We have athleticism this year. We have size. We have leadership. So it'll come down to the intangibles, I think, this year for us.
One of the things you didn't mention that I think you have too is this year you have a lot of depth, don't you?
We have a lot of depth on our guys. And again, same like women's volleyball on our team, it will be a contribution thing from everybody, from player 1 down to player 12 on our team. And in fact, we have 17 guys on our team. But it has depth, and that makes it more interesting in practice when you know you're competing for a starting spot.
Is it tough for you, former player? You see these guys and you're like, well, they're good, but they didn't do what we did.
It's tough to compare this team to the 99 team that I was on that went to the Final Four. But you know what? I get to see them every day. Obviously, I train with them every day, practice. It's still inspiring.
What keeps you going? Why do you still love the game?
You know what? I look at guys like Jerry Rice. Honestly, a guy 40-some-odd years old, he's still playing. I look at Brett Favre, in football. Cal Ripken when he played base. The guys are incredible, and I like to think that I still have something left in me. But it's a lot of fun, and I do it for the love of the game.
What's going to be the key for the men's team this year to maybe get to the Final Four? Because this could be a Final Four type team for you guys.
Consistency is going to be the key, no question. Serving, passing, now that we have a setter in place, serving and passing will be key. And the leadership issue, the intangible that we haven't had in about 5 years here, those 3 things will be key for us.
Okay, Ryan, last thing I have to ask you, what's with the hockey jersey, the Montreal Canadiens?
Right. It was my birthday this past week, that's right. And as most people know, I'm from Canada. Montreal is my favorite hockey team, and I got this sweater for my birthday. It's my good luck charm. They're kind of on a little skid right now in the NHL. I thought I'd bring it out here. Good luck for the men's basketball team today.
Well, you want to say anything in French?
Merci.
The only thing I know is escargot. Thanks, Ryan. Talk to you later.
Thanks a lot, Ray.
All right, we'll be back with more of the Centennial Wireless halftime report right after this.
Thanks a lot.
Pizza! I must eat. No way. Well, what is this? capsicum annum, agaricus bisporus, allium cepa.
Can we eat this?
Peppers, mushrooms, and onions. Eat your pizza, man.
Honey.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, two great names.
Oh, yes, to the 40, to the 50, to the 40 of Dedham. He's going down the sideline, and it's a...
If legislation being considered now in the U.S. Congress passes, you won't see your local team or your government or local events in news on this TV channel. Telecom giants want to end the funding source for this and other local channels. And with such action, end your rights to watch or produce local programming. Don't let local access become won't see TV. Go to SaveMyFreeSpeech.net or AllianceCM.org now and learn how you can help. Become informed and contact your representatives in Washington. The time for your action is now. Otherwise, this is all you'll see here soon.
Did you know IPFW has its very own pep band? The Stomp Band is looking for more members and we want you to join. IPFW students even receive a credit for their participation. Perfection is not required, just enthusiasm and a desire to share your school spirit. Check out our website for more information. Don't just play, stomp.
On this month's edition of IPFW Up Close, we'll be talking about the upcoming visit to IPFW by Dr. Richard Light, a Harvard professor who's done extensive research on what college students really think about college. And we'll talk with some award-winning athletes, not for their prowess on the fields of play, but for their philanthropy efforts. Join me, Susan Alderman, for IPFW Up Close, Sundays at noon on College Access, Channel 56.
We're continuing here on our Centennial Wireless Halftime Report. IPFW 38, Marygrove 31. Brad Brown and Randy Schiffman here with you on UPN Fort Wayne. Don's up by 7 at the halftime break. Randy, it was 17 at one point.
Right.
Don's had a great stretch there in the middle part of the first half. Then the shooting kind of went out, and Marygrove started to hit some shots.
Yeah, the Dons were shooting 57%, fell to 45% by the half, and Marygrove was only shooting 23%, and all of a sudden gets it up to 33%, and also two big three-pointers in the last couple of minutes by number one there, Brandon Proby, and that makes a big difference. You know, the Dons, it's one of those weird situations. You go in the locker room and you're up by 7, you're happy about that, but, you know, just a couple of minutes before that, you were up by 17, so you're not so happy about that. One thing coaches like, though, gives them something to talk about for the second half. Keep focused.
One positive for the Dons, only 3 turnovers in that first half. As we take a look at some of the numbers, clear at the bottom there, that 3 turnovers, probably the one plus for the Dons here in the first 20 minutes.
Coming on the heels of a 31, that's right, 3-1 turnover game at Toledo, a 20-point loss. But you look, 8 assists, very good. Rebounds pretty much even. And free throws, the Dons had hit, 6 out of the first 7, but 16 three-pointers they've jacked up. The one thing that surprises me about that is that IPFW has such a huge size advantage on Marygrove. I thought that they would shoot more inside shots. However, virtually every one of those three-pointers, Brad, has been a wide-open shot. So they're not bad looks.
Right. And a lot of good looks inside as well, and perhaps we will see some more inside play from the Dons there as we get into the second half. Some balanced scoring from both of these teams, particularly the Dons. We've got Hawkins and Carruthers leading the way with 8, but you work your way down the score sheet. You've got Scott with 6, Saver with 6, and then you've got 2 from Pompey, Best, Johnson, Essinger, and Wallace. So they're getting a little bit from everybody.
The biggest surprise about Scott is he's only taken 4 shots. He's leading scorer about 16 points a game, and all 4 of his shots have been three-pointers. So they maybe need to work a little harder to get him open, run some plays for him, and get him inside, because he's a great slasher, and they've had some chances inside. Not enough, I don't think, Savely made a couple of good passes inside, and so did Quentin Carruthers.
Stevens leading the way with 8 points for Marygrove. It took him a little while to get started.
Yeah.
But 18 a game, we kind of expected that to come to him eventually.
Yeah, and he's made a couple of tough shots, and that's another thing we talked about in the first half. The Dons are getting wide open looks, where the Mustangs, most of their shots have been very tough, so if you make them, you got to tip your hat to them sometimes. But look for the Dons to come out and try to build on this lead very early, because you don't want to let them back in it and give them any chance of hope.
Okay, 38-31 the margin for IPFW here as we wrap up our Centennial Wireless halftime report. We'll take another timeout, come back with second half action from the Coliseum after this break. You're watching IPFW basketball on UPN Fort Wayne.
You know, if she continues to spill product at a rate of 3 per hour, unit cost, say 60 cents. Factor in breakage, downtime, lost sales, you're looking at $2,400 a month.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, 2 great names.
Did you know IPFW has its very own pep band? The Stomp Band is looking for more members, and we want you to join. IPFW students even receive a credit for their participation. Perfection is not required, just enthusiasm and a desire to share your school spirit. Check out our website for more information. Don't just play, stomp.
Do you have everything you need? Paper, pencils? We only ask that you do your best. And make you a snack.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, 2 great names.
On this month's edition of IPFW Up Close, we'll be talking about the upcoming visit to IPFW by Dr. Richard Light, a Harvard professor who's done extensive research on what college students really think about college. And we'll talk with some award-winning athletes, not for their prowess on the fields of play, but for their philanthropy efforts. Join me, Susan Alderman, for IPFW Up Close, Sundays at noon on College Access, Channel 56.
Getting set for second half action here at Memorial Coliseum. IPFW leading Marygrove College 38-31. Brad Brown and Randy Schiffman here with you, and this is the start of a busy December for IPFW. And as far as
teams, a tough one.
Teams that will be playing, this is the only no name certainly on this schedule for December. As this next set of games over the course of this month, some impressive names to say the least.
Next month, just the next few days, Illinois State, Kent State, Notre Dame, Purdue, and then Weber State coming to town too later this month. Weber State, a very good team. You know, that's where Dick Motta, remember Dick Motta coached the Bulls for a long time? Dick Motta used to coach there.
Tournament team, or at least a threat to make the NCAA's year in and year out west. They'll wrap up the month of December 28th at Penn State. So Marygrove starts on offense here as we come out for the second half. Don's trying to trap out there.
Very aggressive defense for the Dons coming out. I like that.
And a 3-ball misses from Barton.
And Savely getting the start for the second half.
And Scott on the drive goes right to the hole.
That's a good thing to see, isn't it? Taking it inside, create your own shots, and do you see what the player did right there, number 15? Daryl Gray, he stepped over the line when he had the ball in his hands after he had tried to throw it in. We call that a turnover.
He was looking to pass to Acho and stepped to pass, but didn't let go of that ball.
Yeah, so because the player wasn't looking to catch it, and as soon as it happened, you see Gage just close his eyes, and he's like,
he knew. No! Dodds get it right back.
Best looking for the double team so he can get rid of the ball.
Oh, but he's going to go right at Kerlock, up and in.
Kerlock thought he was going to dish it up top on the double team, so good step through there by Best.
Second field goal for Tyler Best. Don's bringing a little bit of man pressure to the backcourt.
Lead back to double digits now, 11.
Back-to-back buckets here in the opening minute of the second half. Acho, boy, the little man can weave his way through traffic at only 5'10".
Look at Savely up against Kerlock.
That is a definite physical mismatch.
Another great box out by Best right there. And that's a good 3 or 4 he's had today. Oh, boy, Quentin Carruthers wanted the alley-oop from Savely.
Good board for Hawkins, got it back up. Here goes Q on the drive. Pull up, short. Rebound to Kerlock.
Another very good move there by Q. Get wide open for the easy shot. Usually easy for him. Don's coming out very aggressively in the second half, offensively and defensively.
Pass and a good charge taken there by
Carruthers, I believe.
Or did they call Q for the block? Oh, they did.
Call him for the block.
A little bit of motion for him toward the baseline. Contact with Acho ends up being a foul on the defender. The first foul here in the second half.
And Carruthers this year not afraid to use the body. Over a year now after the shoulder surgery. He's totally healed now. He definitely thought about it last year. He's told me that.
Talked about that in our first couple of telecasts, how he has come back well from that.
Look, I mean, he is all over the man right there.
Good defense that time. Against Barton. Kerlock gets it back. Look at Hawkins force him down there, and the big man lost it.
Great move by Hawkins there, who's playing defense with his feet and his body. And that's what you got to do.
Kept the hands straight up there and forced turnover number 8 for the Mustangs.
That was careless Kerlock on that one, because he dribbled it out of bounds.
Big man, not the finesse dribbler that we've seen from a couple of the other guys in that lineup.
I just wanted the alliteration.
Underneath, you got it. Q fouled. He goes up.
Good dish by Best, who early in his career played a little point before he grew out of it.
We'll take a look underneath one more time. Don's hooking up here.
Watch the nice dish here by Best. He has a great view of the court. Kerlock was so far off of him that he had a great view.
I believe he played some guard in high school over there at Lafayette Central Catholic. Carruthers hits free throw.
And Don's had been shooting the free throws so well, and they were, hit 4 out of the first 5 tonight, and then went to yeesh, and now they're back up to 7 out of 12. Still want to be a little higher than that.
80% on the season coming into this one, so a pretty impressive number. Carruthers helping that out with 2 for 2. So the Dons come out with a 6-0 run to start the half.
And Q, the first player of the night to hit double figures. He's got 10 right now.
And there's a
great double team
out around midcourt. Acho
called timeout.
Timeout. He did. He was down to 26 on the shot clock, so we only had 1 left.
30-second timeout, so we'll stay right here. Don's doing exactly what they wanted to do, Brad. They went to the locker room with a 7-point lead. Now they've got it back up to 13. 30-second commercial here. Nope.
30, they give him a full, and we'll take one here as well. 17:44 to go in the half. Don's up 13. You're watching IPFW basketball on UPN Fort Wayne.
Are you in there? What's up? The show's at 7. Whoa.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, 2 great names.
Did you know IPFW has its very own pep band? The Stomp Band is looking for more members, and we want you to join. IPFW students even receive a credit for their participation. Perfection is not required, just enthusiasm and a desire to share your school spirit. Check out our website for more information. Don't just play, stomp.
Marygrove coming out of the timeout, down to 5 on the shot clock.
Turnover.
Deflected in, another turnover. Steal for the Dons on the run.
Scott.
Savely up and under and scores.
I thought he'd get it back to Scott because I really think they want to get him some shots here in the second half.
So the lead quickly back to 15, exactly what the Dons wanted here to start the second half.
Dons have changed up the defense this half. They are double teaming at every opportunity, something we didn't see much of in the first half, except on switches and some help underneath.
We saw that trap at midcourt that forced that timeout. Shot, short, rebound for Gay, kicks it out to Proby. He misses. Marygrove comes out cold to start the half.
Here comes Savely pushing it again. Carruthers was open for the three, wanted it. Scott's wide open in the corner.
They get it to him. DeWitt up, missed, rebound, tip. Kerlock ends up with it.
Now, sometimes this is going to sound funny, Brad, but you could be too open, and you just know, and you're standing there waiting to get the ball, and you're thinking about shooting instead of just getting it and shooting it naturally.
Mustangs back in the post. Little right-hand hook shot for Daryl Gay.
That was a good move.
Up and over Hawkins.
Hawkins played good defense. That's hard to block a hook shot.
At the other end, Scott takes it to the rack.
Again, going inside, something I said I wanted to see at the halftime because all of his shots in the first half are three-pointers. Now 2 of his 3 shots in the second half have been inside, and he's made both of them.
So DeWitt Scott in double figures now with 10 also.
You know, I've mentioned this on a lot of broadcasts too, Brad. Shooters and scorers eventually get their shots and get their points.
And on the drive, Acho runs into Hawkins, who takes another charge.
That's at least 5 times he's been on the floor tonight.
And it's been pretty customary. Most nights he'll catch himself taking a charge. And this one will take us to another timeout. 15:51 in the second half. Dons by 15. You're watching IPFW basketball on UPN Fort Wayne.
Mom, Dad, you know we love kids, and I've made a decision that will totally change my life. Cameron's too. It's a huge responsibility, leading someone into, who knows, communication or science or math. That's what life's all about, right? Learning so you can pass on knowledge to younger minds. Dad, Mom, I want to be a teacher.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, 2 great names.
On this month's edition of IPFW Up Close, we'll be talking about the upcoming visit to IPFW by Dr. Richard Light, a Harvard professor who's done extensive research on what college students really think about college. And we'll talk with some award-winning athletes, not for their prowess on the fields of play, but for their philanthropy efforts. Join me, Susan Alderman, for IPFW Up Close, Sundays at noon on College Access, Channel 56.
Did you know IPFW has its very own pep band? The Stomp Band is looking for more members and we want you to join. IPFW students even receive a credit for their participation. Perfection is not required, just enthusiasm and a desire to share your school spirit. Check out our website for more information. Don't just play, stomp.
Out of the timeout, Dons working it on the half court. Get it to Hawkins in the corner for 3. That's short. Might have been
pass.
Might have been deflected. Best works his way around. Missed it again. Stevens yanks out the rebound.
I don't know if I've ever seen Hawkins miss a wide open shot by that much before. Again, Dons it seems like every look they're getting, there's just nobody near them when they shoot the ball.
Still struggling from the three-point arc. 4 of 18 tonight. There's an extra step for Proby.
Again, the Mustangs may be a little tired. Played a game last night up at Tri-State, so by the time they finished the game, might have stayed up there, might have come down here. I don't think they would have driven back to Detroit with the game here. And then they had early call this morning. And, you know, guys usually they're not used to playing at noon. It's a bit of an early start time.
I'm not used to playing at noon. This threw me off today. And I'm just sitting here.
I like to get up usually around the crack of 10 or so.
My Saturday's usually rolling out of bed about the time we had tip-off today. There's Savely looking good here in the second half.
Savely in double figures now with 10 points. So 3 Dons with 10 points. Savely, Carruthers, and Scott.
Balancing the scoring around. A total of 9 IPFW players have scored here this evening.
And I really think the aggressive defense that they're playing in the second half with all the double teaming has really gotten the offense going too. And so often you see that happen. good defense creates good offense a lot more than good offense creates good defense.
Create a couple of turnovers. We've seen the Dons be able to push it up the floor a couple times here in the second half, and there's turnover number 11. We just saw Hawkins force a player out of bounds.
There you see right here, Hawkins, again, using his feet on defense, which is what you're supposed to do. You don't just swipe at the ball. You got to get in front of the guy.
He's done that well all afternoon. There's Jakari Johnson back in. Finds Q in the lane. Drive, and
they're going to call a charge.
Caught Lewandowski there, who hit the deck. A wave off the shot.
The big flop by the big Lewandowski.
So contact in the lane, enough to draw the second personal on Carruthers.
Now, that's one of those fouls when you're sitting on the sideline, I think, as a coach, you know what, that's okay. Most of the time, your player's going to get that call, and you want to see him make the aggressive move.
We'll check that. That's actually the third on Carruthers. He's the first player with 3 fouls here today.
Wide open shot. He passes it up.
Billings took it in.
And on that one, they call the block.
The perils of being a basketball official. That's going to be the 4th on Carruthers very quickly, so Coach Fife will have to take a look down his bench.
Yeah, we're going to see DeWitt Scott come back in. I think they realized it just a hair too late that was number 4.
And a 5-second violation. So the Dons able to hold him out.
Creating another turnover with great defense and works to the advantage. Now they can get Carruthers out of the game as well.
So Carruthers to the bench with 10 points. Scott comes back in with his 10. So we're down approaching 14 minutes in this one. The Dons lead 17 matches.
That's double team. Someone's open like Hawkins.
Right there in the lane. Nice little floater.
And I think he's going to be in double figures now. We got 4 at 10 now.
10, 10, 10, and 10 for Scott, Hawkins, Carruthers, and Savely. And the Dons have their biggest lead at 19 points.
I was just about to say that. I look up, it's like, wow, it's 52-33 all of a sudden. The Dons have only given up 2 points this half.
14-2 here in the half.
There's 3
more. Stevens right on cue. He's starting to get his points. He's in double figures now with 11.
Yeah, but was that the classic jinx right there?
Total announcer's jinx there.
Best should have stayed on the other side of the rim for that layup. He was wide open. That's where the little guy was guarding him.
On the run, 3 missed by Billings.
Look at Savely. He's a really dynamite rebounder for a little guy.
Gets it to Scott on the drive. Nice move up and
Scott,
under.
3 out of 4 this half. He's missed the 1 3-pointer. He's made 3 slashing shots. That's what you want to see out of him. He's up to a dozen now.
Great control on that shot off the glass.
He's a scorer. He's really a scorer.
16 a game coming in to lead IPFW.
Stevens looking for another shot.
Down to 15 on the shot clock. Keeping good defense on him.
That's why he's not passing the ball. He just wants to shoot. Oh,
3 different guys defended him out there on the arc. 3 missed. Rebound. Best. Oh, taken away by the little man, Proby. Up and under. Johnson fouls him hard. He's going to make him earn it at the line.
Okay. That's a little acting right there. Good acting, but acting nonetheless.
It was enough to get him to the free throw line.
And Proby wanted to come out of the game.
Let's take a look at it underneath again. Look at him take it right away from the big man.
Took a couple of steps there, too. Took another step there.
Leaned in, and Johnson.
Now, come on. He barely got hit. That was very good acting. I applaud him.
Hit a little Reggie Miller kick of the legs out there a little bit.
Nobody kicked the legs like Reggie Miller. No, I'm sorry. That's a patented move.
That's a Hall of Fame move. You know it.
Anytime somebody does that, they should go, hey, look, he's just 31.
He pulled a Reggie on him. Proby misses the first free throw. Best goes to the bench. Nice effort here today for Tyler Best as Ademi comes back in.
And about a minute ago, Proby was running down court tapping his head, which is their signal, meaning he wanted to come out of the game. And he misses both free throws, so he has to stay in.
0 for 2, and Anderson on the rebound. Yep, called for a step.
So now Proby's going to get his rest. He is really tired.
Leon Mack will replace Gay.
Dons with an 18-point lead right now, 12.5 to go. Things are looking pretty good.
Billings came in for Proby, and Ademi had it, lost it, got it back. Good hustle.
But Brad, see the difference there? When Ademi got double-teamed, he didn't know where the open guy was. Best when he gets double-teamed, knows where to dish. That's 2 air balls in a row for Hawk.
Shot off a little wide left that time for Justin.
He was shaking his head at himself.
Gotten good looks on both of those, just not able to get it up the vicinity of the rim.
Nobody near him when he's shooting the ball.
12 minutes to go now in the second half. There's Anderson, little shake and bake, and hits from 17.
One of their trio of left-handers.
So Jamal Anderson with his first field goal.
I remember when he played for the Falcons. Did Dirty Bird, didn't he? He just does some not-so-good interviews.
War number 31, I think. I don't remember. 32, thank you. Savely on the baseline, got it back, swatted away. And work it back out to Hawkins.
See, that time Hawk didn't want to take the wide-open three after a couple air balls.
Scott back to the baseline, up and no.
Good shot, though.
Another board and fouled underneath. So the Dons getting 3 opportunities there, and they'll get a couple of free throws to come out of that. 11:21 to go here in the second half. We come to another timeout. Dons are up by 16 at 54-38. We'll be back with more after this. You're watching IPFW basketball on UPN Fort Wayne.
Oh, yes, to the 40, to the 50, to the 40 of Dedham. He's going down the sideline, and it's a...
If legislation being considered now in the U.S. Congress passes, you won't see your local team or your government or local events and news on this TV channel. Telecom giants want to end the funding source for this and other local channels. And with such action, end your rights to watch or produce local programming. Don't let local access become won't see TV. Go to SaveMyFreeSpeech.net or AllianceCM.org now and learn how you can help. Become informed and contact your representatives in Washington. The time for your action is now. Otherwise, this is all you'll see here soon.
Do you have everything you need? Paper, pencils? We only ask that you do your best. I made you a snack.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, 2 great names.
Don's heading to the free throw line with Armand Ademi. A couple of freebies after he got fouled underneath. Trying to extend a 16-point lead, and he hits. 6'9" sophomore Pristina Kosovo. His hometown. Young man getting some good minutes here this afternoon. 1 for 2, but lane violation. And it was on Marygrove, so he'll get a third chance.
3 to make 2 like it used to be in the NBA. Right now the Dons have outscored the Mustangs 17-7 in the second half. If he makes this one, it'll be 18-7. Still 17, but look at Hawkins go up there for the rebound and right back up, gets it blocked.
Lewandowski the block.
Johnson in and then to get the rebound.
Oh, and look at the follow-up.
4 shots for the Dons that time.
Scott the miss, but Jakari Johnson came in. One motion up and in for his second field goal. 57-38. The Dons doing exactly what Randy talked about at the start of the half. Make a run and try to pull away. And another rebound.
4 Dons under there, grab that one.
Johnson on the push.
Great pass.
Ademi in the post. Little hook. No. And Lewandowski came away with a rebound.
That was a great look by Johnson, but Ademi wasn't ready. You got to get it and shoot it.
On the drive here and taking a charge. Taking the charge, yes.
But they're going to count the basket, a rule I have never understood in my life. I don't know. I just don't get that rule.
So after the shot, they call the charge.
Right.
So 2 points for the Mustangs, but the foul also.
There's the replay.
On Billings.
You know what? If he charges in the basket, shouldn't count. I just don't get that rule at all. Never have, never will.
So put 2 on the board for Marygrove, gives him 40. Team foul number 4 on the Mustangs. Here goes Hawkins, gets cut off by Anderson. Nice pass in, Ademi double teamed, works through it, misses the shot. He's getting some looks in the post, but Armand unable to convert.
I think he's getting some looks from Coach Fife right now, too.
Lewandowski to the rack, fouled by Hawkins, and he'll go to the line.
And Demi wants to come out. He's tired.
Yeah, he's ready for a break, but Coach wants to talk to him first.
He said, what are you doing there?
There's a couple of free throws coming up for Marygrove.
I think he may make him stay in there for a little penance right now.
Might just play him another minute or two. Lewandowski from Sterling Heights, Michigan, up there in the Detroit area.
Not to beat it to death, but Brad, it's what, 3 or 4 times now we've seen Demi get the ball underneath, quickly get double teamed, doesn't know what to do with the ball. Where when Best was getting double teamed, he made a quick decision.
Able to find the open man a couple times.
Or make the quick move to the basket.
Correct. So, difference in experience there.
You can't think it, you just got to do it at that point.
It's a reaction move for those big men underneath. So Lewandowski converts. 1 out of 2. Midway point of the second half, 57-41. Dons have led by as many as 19 in this one. Johnson, 3 at the top, and miss, and a rebound for Anderson.
Dons 4 out of 20 now from three-point land. That's right around 20%.
And 3 at the other end, misses. Savely.
Haven't made a 3 this half. They were 4 out of 16 at the half.
Savely with 6 rebounds on the game.
Oh, that was a bad pass.
Threw it away, looking for Scott in the corner. Billings, Savely comes back on him defensively, forces him to the corner.
He's trying to make up for his turnover by causing one.
Have to whip it out to the top. Anderson ends up with it and back to Billings. No on the 3, and all kinds of hands on that rebound, and the Dons pull it away.
Scott and Johnson were fighting each other for that one.
Ademi ended up with it. Here comes Savely. Pull up, free throw line, got it.
That makes up for the turnover. He's got a dozen now. Tied for high point honors with DeWitt Scott.
Savely 6 out of 12 from the field on this one, putting together a nice line in this one.
Double dribble.
Right in front of us here. Billings
he grabbed the ball, and then he started dribbling it again.
Okay.
And Ademi now getting his break after another couple of minutes. Mo Essinger coming in.
Big Mo will get him to replace. Coach Fife, penance is probably a good word for that. You stay out, play another minute.
Plus, he was going to go try sit at the end of the bench. I said, no, you come sit by the coaches. We want to have a little chat with you. They're not yelling at him or anything. This is the time when you reinforce it. Don't wait an hour or wait until the next time you practice. Go over it right now, so when you go back in, you know what to do.
Essinger is getting his battles inside now. Threw an elbow and he got caught.
It wasn't that much of an elbow. Again, they must have some very good drama courses at Marygrove.
Lewandowski's flopped pretty good a couple times, but Big Mo threw the big arm out there a little bit, so he picks up his second personal.
Well, Detroit, maybe these guys watched, they were seeing on the replay. Maybe he got to see a little Dennis Rodman when he was little. I mean,
it went both ways.
Yeah.
That's right. I grew up watching the Bad Boys up there.
I'll leave that with a whatever.
Good enough. Out at the top, Lewandowski set a screen. Big Mo hit him again. So it's Essinger with his third now, and a 1-and-1 for Marygrove as they've gotten to the bonus situation.
Marygrove only 4 fouls, but when you're not guarding this closely, you're not going to get as many fouls called.
Yeah, there's not lax on the defense at times, but they've just had a little more space they've been given IPFW.
Look at the Dons. They're only shooting 43% right now. But you take away the terrible 4 out of 20 from the three-point land, and they're 19 out of 34 from 2-point. That's tremendous shooting. That was a sloppy pass.
And Atcho comes up with it. Lewandowski back out. A little shot fake. Got DeWitt Scott way off his feet. A little contact. Anderson, no. And
nice tip.
Tip up and in for Mack.
Game's getting very slack right now. Well, with that last turnover the Dons made, the pass was a little slow, but also Scott's got to come back and catch that ball too. He just can't sit and wait for it.
8 minutes to go in this one. They get it into Essinger. They double team again, but this time a foul. That will be on Mack, and that will bring us to another timeout. 7:56 to go in this one. Dons 59-43 leaders. We'll take a break. You're watching IPFW basketball on UPN Fort Wayne.
Pizza! Must eat. No way. Well, what is this? Capsicum anum? Agaricus bisporus? Allium cepa?
Can we eat this?
Peppers, mushrooms, and onions. Eat your pizza, man.
Honey,
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, two great names.
On this month's edition of IPFW Up Close, we'll be talking about the upcoming visit to IPFW by Dr. Richard Light, a Harvard professor who's done extensive research on what college students really think about college. And we'll talk with some award-winning athletes, not for their prowess on the fields of play, but for their philanthropy efforts. Join me, Susan Alderman, for IPFW Up Close, Sundays at noon on College Access, Channel 56.
Dons basketball out of the timeout. Savely to inbound underneath.
Scott in the corner.
Got DeWitt with it now. See if he takes it. And he'll bring it back out. Got in the air. Essinger back to him and throw it away.
Yep. Essinger had the quick double team, went up. They went up again. Had to do something with the ball.
And got rid of it into the hands of the Mustangs. Stevens with it now. He's played well in spurts. Misses the shot there. Big Mo the board. Whip it ahead. Johnson brings it down.
Great play by Johnson to come back and get that ball.
He had to climb the ladder for that one.
That pass that looked like, an NFL game when they're throwing into the wind.
Yep.
The ball just dies.
The ball was up for grabs. Savely.
Good dish.
Got it off to Scott, then scores again.
Great double clutch there. Scott went up, and if he had shot it when he originally wanted to, that would have been swatted. He held it. He's got great hang time.
Great ball control when he gets up there around the rim as well. We've seen that a couple times here in the second half.
Terrific body control.
61-43. The lead goes back to 18 as we're down to 7 minutes now. Lewandowski got inside, deflected away.
Hawkins knocking it away. The Dons needed that timeout there. They were getting a little sloppy, and I think Coach Fife was just waiting for that immediate timeout. He hasn't had much to complain about tonight, though. He's been very quiet over there. Still no technical on him. I lose in the pool, man. Here, let's watch Scott again. Look at him hang there, because Lewandowski came over beautifully.
That was
great play by Scott.
Good
He's
look
up to 14 now.
At that one underneath. Stevens steps in, rims out. Johnson another board. Jakari Johnson, that's his 7th rebound.
Mark my words, Stevens is going to shoot every time he touches the ball the rest of the way.
He's been looking to get his points. He's at 11, which is 5 below his average. Savely off the glass.
What a kiss, to quote Bill Raftery.
Very nice. The lead goes to 20 for the first time. And Savely's point total goes to 14.
And the crowd's been really quiet here today, just sort of stunned. They're just, not that really exciting of a game. There have been some exciting moments in it, especially the beginning of the second half.
Oh,
he walked.
Kerlock, they're going to call him for a charge for dropping that shoulder. So Essinger benefits from being in position that time.
Hey, he can't help it if his shoulders are big. Everything's big on Mr. Kerlock.
He's been moving that large body around underneath there pretty well this afternoon.
He's really played very well. Very well. He's had a nice game.
We weren't sure what to think when we saw that big body come out early today. Here he is working inside again.
Inside. Got the block there by Mo.
That was a couple possessions earlier. Seen some aggressive play from the big man at both ends. Johnson on the drive.
Another great cut, great picks, great pass, and using the glass. I love how they're using the glass, Brad. Old school, baby.
Seen a lot of those here this afternoon.
Another block.
Johnson pulling it away, still loose.
Sherlock almost got it. Here comes Savely. He's going to find somebody open. Oh, Mo's not ready for the ball, but look, there's Johnson. Got fouled. They called it late. He did get fouled. Sherlock grabbed it.
Savely was just the mind a little bit ahead of where Essinger was thinking there.
Well, Essinger actually, he has his left hand is not as strong as his right. I mean, physically, literally, and he has some trouble catching the ball. And they're working with him on that. And you saw it right there. He was trying to grab it with just his right hand. I'm not making this up.
He'll head to the bench as Best comes back in for another turn. Jakari Johnson to the line. 6 points, 8 rebounds today for the freshman. Short on the free throw, though. A good box out on the rebound by Barton.
22-point lead right now.
Biggest of the day for the Dons, as it was 7 at the halftime break. Marygrove with a late 3 there at the buzzer. Got it to single digits, but the Dons scored the first 8 points of the half.
Johnson almost caused a turnover there. He got the hand on it, and the Marygrove player almost touched it before it went out of bounds, but he wisely let it slide past.
Reset the shot clock.
Double team.
Go again. Working it around the perimeter. Stevens, he will take that shot. Oh, off the top of the board, though.
What I say every time he touches the ball.
Well, he got the rebound, swatted away by Johnson. Hawkins pulls it out, and a good strong rebound for Justin.
Trust me, I know that mindset.
Safely.
Wide
he
open.
Lost the defender and took it to the rim.
Good night, everybody. Drive home safely.
Another 8-0 run by the Dons pushes the lead to 24 with 5 minutes to go. So this one firmly in hand at this point. Dons got a double team here. Nice aggressive defense out at the top.
Toughest thing is for us tonight is going to be to get that last time out.
We'll have one more coming up under 4 minutes, and we'll have an extra one to burn up somewhere at the end of this one.
There's another steal. This could be a dunk.
Johnson taking it down, and Jakari lays it up and in.
He was trying to set his speed. He was trying to get his rhythm. You could tell the whole way down he was off and decided, I better just lay it in or Coach Fife's going to go ballistic.
Just think the brain going finger roll dunk, finger roll dunk, finger roll dunk. And laid it up. Johnson to 8 points now. Coming upon the 4-minute mark.
All of a sudden, 15 turnovers for the Mustangs, only 7 for the Dons.
Dons have forced 9 turnovers here in the second half. Stevens, he might be worn out at this point. You get a scorer out there, he's going to get those shots like you said, but sometimes when the tank is on E as he goes to the bench, it can get a little bit ugly.
I think Coach decided he wants guys out there who are going to pass the ball once in a while. Here's the steal by Johnson. You look at him, he's like thinking, okay, no. His little steps got messed up there, so just laid it in. That's a smart move.
Scott, toe in the line, hits the long J.
Love that. Never put the ball on the floor, Brad. He caught it, and he turned around, and he shot it. That's just tremendous basketball.
So DeWitt Scott with 16 gets to his season average.
Safely another rebound.
And
great
nice
dish to
pass. Scott with, went up for the jam.
He's done wrong tonight.
A little too much rim on that one.
That was a tough angle for the dunk.
And he came in solid. Little floater at the other end, getting the roll is Barton.
I think if Scott made that one, he would have been like, hey, just walk right over to the bench and sit down. Don's taking a timeout. It's going to be a 30.
Coach Fife will take a timeout to reset. Getting a couple guys in here as Wallace and Posley come in. The 3:25 mark. Give us a chance to talk about what we got coming up here over the course of the next couple of weeks for IPFW. A couple of road games this week and a couple of impressive teams.
Okay, we're going to look at, I don't know what we're going to see right here.
Here we go, on the run.
Yeah, it's Saver. Gets it to Scott, who goes up for the duh. That's the duh. Because he didn't get the kunk through there.
Almost the finish there.
Yeah, we want to remind everybody, a week. Or is it 2 weeks from tomorrow?
2 weeks
from tomorrow.
The 18th.
Getting ahead of myself. The 18th.
December 18th, Sunday night.
Notre Dame, there are still some tickets left. This is going to be one jam-packed place for the Irish. And you know what? The Irish didn't look so good the last couple times out. Could the Dons have a chance to upset them? But that's the kind of game that puts you on the map and gets other conferences going,
Well, and just like the first half of that game up at East Lansing on Sunday when they went up and played Michigan State. Say what you want about MSU coming from Hawaii on that road trip. The Dons were aggressive and they shot well. They played defense well and did everything really well for the first 15 minutes of that game.
Right, and then when they fell behind by quite a bit, they hung with it and got back in the ball game and made it very respectable. Boy, Wallace really working, patting his own stats there with rebounds and a bucket.
Wallace and Posley inside, getting together to score that bucket.
And Wallace, the guy who didn't even see the floor the first couple of home games.
And he gets his first 2 points of the game.
Well, it's up to 28 right now.
73-45. So when this one's done, it'll look a little more the final margin, like what IPFW was thinking. Foul on Savely on the drive. That'll bring us to the free throw line and bring us to another timeout. 2:54 to go, second half. Another break for us. Dons by 28. You're watching IPFW basketball on UPN Fort Wayne.
You know, if she continues to spill product at a rate of 3 per hour, unit cost, say 60 cents. Factor in breakage, downtime, lost sales, you're looking at $2,400 a month.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, two great names.
Did you know IPFW has its very own pep band? The Stomp Band is looking for more members and we want you to join. IPFW students even receive a credit for their participation. Perfection is not required, just enthusiasm and a desire to share your school spirit. Check out our website for more information. Don't just play, stomp.
Marygrove to the free throw line for one and bonus coming out of the timeout.
11 guys have played for the Dons this afternoon, Brad. 10 of them have scored. DJ Posley, the only one who hasn't. He's on the floor now, and good chance he'll get on the board before this stays over.
And free throw good for Brandon Proby. 16 for Scott, 16 for Savely, Hawkins and Carruthers with 10 each.
And 8 for Jakari Johnson, who's done a really nice job.
8 points and 8 rebounds for Johnson, and he hasn't played an overwhelming number of minutes this afternoon.
How about Savely, one of the smallest guys out there with 7 rebounds?
3 assists, and a couple steals as well. There's a foul as the Dons run it up the court.
And Posley got grabbed. He's going to get a chance to get his points right now. I mean, he got grabbed. That would be pass interference.
15 yards.
The ball was in the air.
And a first down. Team foul number 8 on the Mustangs, so 1-on-1 for Posley. His first free throws of the season for the 6'3 freshman. And misses it off the back rim. So we're just under 3 minutes in this one. He'll have a couple more opportunities, I'm sure. And a little spin move in the lane, shot short. Nice move by Barton, but not quite the finish.
Pass was way late by Posley.
Looking for Wallace and turned it over. Acho with the 3, hits.
Very nice, and they're keeping the press on now.
Trying to force a couple of
Savely will dribble right past it, and he gets bumped, and he'll go to the free throw line.
Acho hit a 3 way early and then way late.
Marcus Barton called for that foul. He didn't think so. He thought that Savely had stepped on the line, but he got bumped. Yeah, he stepped on the line, but he got bumped while he was in the air. Now, if he had stepped on the line, then he got bumped. It's no foul.
Right here in front of us. So Savely to the line. Hits the free throw. His first of the day.
Don's 10 out of 18 from the free throw line. That's not good enough. 56%.
Just a couple of stray misses here and there. So 1-1. Missed a couple of 1-on-1s in the first half. Coach Fife working down his bench now.
Brendan Schoon,
young man from Southern Wells High School, making his first appearance of the game. Seen just a couple of minutes this season, so getting a chance to play here on the Coliseum floor this afternoon.
And you know coaches love when they get to clear the bench when they're ahead. Not so much fun when you're on the other end of this kind of score.
If you're down by 20 or 30, it's not quite what you're thinking, but the Dons at 25 with 2 minutes to go, so some guys will get some late minutes here this afternoon. The Dons will hit the road for a couple games next week. 3 for Acho.
Illinois State and Kent State. A couple of tough states.
They'll have a nice layoff before that Notre Dame game here on the 18th.
Yeah, 10 days off. So
baseline jumper for Wallace.
It's probably good because it'll probably be around finals. Get to do that. You know, get to clear your minds out a little and get ready for the Irish. Be nice and healthy and be prepared for whatever they can do. That's really going to be an exciting night. I'm looking forward to that. A 6 o'clock start. Yep. Colts play early that day, so you can watch the Colts game and still have plenty of time to come out here. Colts San Diego that day, too.
That is. That's a quality ball game at 1 o'clock over on Channel 15, and we'll have the UPN telecast of the Irish and the Dons here at 6 o'clock on Sunday the 18th.
It's to steal from ESPN. That would be on the mothership.
On the mothership. The big Wayne. Pass deflected. Wallace trying to run it down, but lost it. Get it back. Nice little play there for the Mustangs.
Look at Savely. He hasn't stopped running. I mean, this game's been over for a while.
He is a perfect example of constant energy on the floor. He has one speed, and it's 6th gear. There he goes.
Thought he was going to go to Wallace there on the baseline. But they're just using a little clock right now.
Shot clock down to 15 as we're down to the final 40 seconds of this one. Dons are going to pick up their second victory of the season. 10 on the shot clock. Three-pointer good for Scott.
Yeah, he's well over the average now. He's got 19.
So he'll be the leading scorer tonight. 28 seconds left. Coach
30-second timeout.
Sichterman is going to call a 30 to get the rest of his bench in. One more time, get the rest of the Mustangs to the bench.
Here you see Savely with the drive. Scott from about 21 feet. He was quite a bit behind the line there, no problem. He's got 19 points now to lead everybody.
Scott with 3 threes on the night of the Dons 5.
It was just nice. In the first half, he took 4 shots. He was 2 out of 4. They were all 3-pointers. Second half, he shot the ball 10 times. Only 2 of them are 3-pointers. And that's a big reason the shooting percentage is up. He's 8 out of 14. He's got 19 points. Got a nice game going. 4 assists. Got a rebound.
Some good lines for a number of guys in the lineup here today. Johnson with 8 points and 8 boards. Hawkins 10 and 8. Savely with 18 and 7. Tyler Best
4 assists.
Some good numbers to be put up, and that was what the Dons were hoping for out of a game like this afternoon. So the Mustangs bring 4 off the bench here to wrap up the final 30 seconds of this one, down to 16 and a half. The ball tapped out of bounds.
The Dons have also brought in Andy Stroud, number 22.
Another freshman from Martinsville, another Hoosier.
Snuck in there.
Got in at the timeout. Jumper in the corner, misses. Rebound for Johnson. Final 8 seconds. Coach Fife tells him to just hold it out. Posley will run out the final couple of seconds, and that'll do it. 80-54 is the final in this one, as the Dons pick up win number 2 on the season. We're going to take a quick timeout, come back and get our post-game started, and we'll work our way towards taking a look at some of the numbers, and Coach Jeff Tungate going to join us here at the bench as well. Dons 80, Mustangs 54. Post-game after this, you're watching IPFW basketball on UPN Fort Wayne.
Oh, yes, to the 40, to the 50, to the 40 of Dedham. He's going down the sideline, and it's a...
If legislation being considered now in the U.S. Congress passes, you won't see your local team or your government or local events and news on this TV channel. Telecom giants want to end the funding source for this and other local channels. And with such action, end your rights to watch or produce local programming. Don't let local access become won't see TV. Go to SaveMyFreeSpeech.net or AllianceCM.org now and learn how you can help. Become informed and contact your representatives in Washington. The time for your action is now. Otherwise, this is all you'll see here soon.
Do you have everything you need? Paper, pencils? We only ask that you do your best. I made you a snack.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, 2 great names.
Back here on our post-game at the Coliseum, I'm Brad Brown and Randy Schiffman with you as IPFW beats Marygrove College 80-54 with an impressive performance in the second half in particular. And Randy, as we will get into our post-game here, we take a look at a lot of the numbers from this one. Some impressive performances. The 2 that stand out today, DeWitt Scott with 19 points, right, expected from him. But Kyle Savely today really stepped up, and those 18 points looked good.
He was basically a starter. I mean, he came in with a minute gone only from the game and played pretty much the rest of the first half, started the second half as well, and he really provides a spark. And not only did he have the 18 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. 7 rebounds for a guy who's about 5'10".
Very impressive. 7 points was the margin at halftime, 38-31. Dons came out, 8-0 run to start it, 14-2 there to start that second half. And really, they got those first 4 or 5 minutes of the second half under their belt, and that's what they wanted.
Played much more aggressively on defense in the second half. Look at Savely push the ball up. Unfortunately, that's a missed dunk there by DeWitt Scott. He didn't miss too many shots tonight. Once again, it's Savely pushing the ball inside. Look at Scott slicing and dicing, sliding through for 2 of his 19 points. Once again, Savely causing the turnover. This time he'll just say, I'll lay it in by myself. I've got Hawkins with me. No problem at all. Great game by Kyle Savely. See him outside running it. Inside Q with the dish to Quentin Carruthers on the defensive glass. Don't get the rebound, but Carruthers with the block. I don't know why they called that a foul. He didn't foul him, but
good block there.
They'll do that sometimes. Savely, nowhere to go, says I'll take it myself. Don's doing pretty much everything right tonight. Look at Scott pulling up, missing, but right there to clean it up is Jakari Johnson.
That was a good highlight there in the second half.
Thing I really liked in the second half, Brad, the Dons were 4 out of 16 from three-point land in the first half. They only took 5 three-pointers in the second half. They really went inside and shot the ball well, wound up shooting 49% for the game, and they held the Mustangs to 31% shooting. Numbers like that, you're going to win every single time.
Seeing some more of these highlights. Great hustle by Demi on that second half highlight as the Dons kept it going, and we're going to keep things moving on here with our post game. We're going to take a time out here at the Coliseum. 80-54 was the final. We got Associate Coach Jeff Tungate's going to join us here when we come back, and we'll talk a little more about this one courtside with the coach when we come back here. You're watching IPFW basketball on UPN Fort Wayne.
Are you in there? What's up? The show's at 7. Whoa.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, 2 great names.
Did you know IPFW has its very own pep band? The Stomp Band is looking for more members, and we want you to join. IPFW students even receive a credit for their participation. Perfection is not required, just enthusiasm and a desire to share your school spirit. Check out our website for more information. Don't just play, stomp.
Mom, Dad, you know we love kids, and I've made a decision that will totally change my life. Cameron's too. It's a huge responsibility, leading someone into, who knows, communication or science or math. That's what life's all about, right? Learning so you can pass on knowledge to younger minds. Dad, Mom, I want to be a teacher.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, 2 great names.
Back here at Memorial Coliseum as our postgame continues on UPN Fort Wayne. Dons 80, Marygrove 54, and Associate Coach Jeff Tungate joining us here at courtside. And Coach, only a 7-point margin at the halftime break, but the team came out right off the bat in the second half. You made a run, made a long run, started to play some defense, shots started to fall, and that second 20 minutes, more what you were hoping for this afternoon.
You know, I thought our guys in the second half really came out and played with a sense of urgency. The first half we played so tentative, and it was more, you know, we still have that mentality. We play not to lose instead of playing to win. Right. And I thought the second half we kind of threw that out the window and said, let's go get it done. And you got to give credit to Marygrove. I mean, they did a really good job. They had a great game plan coming in. They were patient and ran their offense and really gave us a lot of problems tonight. But our kids did come back second half and fought hard, and we're proud of their effort in the second half.
And wasn't one of the keys to that second half charge as you came out and you changed the defense. You got a lot more aggressive. You started double teaming the ball virtually every time, and that seemed to create the offense because the offense went more inside. You only took 5 3-pointers in the second half after 16 in the first.
We talked about at halftime, and we were taking too many threes because they weren't going in. They were good looks, but they're not falling. And we really thought if we drive the ball to the basket, we can get to the foul line, make the extra pass from there. We can get some open looks. And first half, we were settling for jumpers, and they weren't going, so we got to find another way to score. And I think we're an effort team. I mean, that's who we are. You know, if we play hard, we can be okay. And I think the second half, we came out and started pressing and trapping. It got us going and got us playing at a speed that we're more comfortable at, and that helped the shots go in. We started driving the ball a little bit and controlling the tempo better in the second half.
You got great rebounding from the guards tonight. Savely, Johnson, both of those guys. Hawkins expected, but you got some great rebounding from guys that maybe you're not accustomed to getting some rebounds from.
Well, I tell you what, Kyle, for a freshman, he's going to be an unbelievable player before he's done at IPFW. He does a great job. He brings so much energy to the floor. You know, right now the biggest thing with him is just bottling that energy. Sometimes he gets going so fast on the offense and defensive end, it makes it hard to control. But once he starts to harness that, he's going to be a great player.
You know, DeWitt Scott, first half, he took 4 shots, all 3-pointers, made a couple of them. Second half, he started taking the ball inside, and they just couldn't stop him. His body control on a couple of those were unbelievable. I think the only thing they're probably giving him a little grief about right now is missing that dunk.
Well, you know, it's amazing how when you miss a dunk, what happens, because they come down and get a layup at the other end. You know, we always say a missed layup leads to a layup at the other end, and a missed dunk's definitely going to lead to an open layup at the other end, and that's what happened. But DeWitt, he does have great body control around the basket. He's really good at controlling it, and when he goes in on the drives and floating in the air a little bit, and that's something he needs to add to his game because he is a great three-point shooter, but he's starting to add those other things to his game now. It's going to make him a complete all-around player.
And once again, your 2 most experienced players, Quentin Carruthers, Justin Hawkins, good, solid games from both of them. And I think they set the tone, really, for the rest of the team.
Well, those guys both have to be the leaders of the team. And I think, you know, right now Quentin is struggling a little bit with an injury. And you know, hopefully the next couple of days he can get that healed and get back to 100%. And you can't say enough about Hawk. I mean, he plays so hard. I mean, if we had... Yeah, if everyone had his intensity, it'd be so much fun to watch because he's a warrior, and that's the thing we want our entire team to be before this is all said and done.
Okay, Coach, Illinois State, Kent State next week. Go get them. I know it's a tough daily double for the team, but they'll be ready to go. Good luck to you.
Well, then we get to follow that up with Notre Dame and Purdue, so we're ready.
Notre Dame's going to be fun here, though. How much are you guys looking forward to that? This place is going to be packed. It's going to be going crazy.
It's going to be a great environment. It really is, and I think that it's going to be a great recruiting tool for us as well to see this place full and see the potential that this program has, and we're excited about it.
All right, have a good weekend. I know it'll be a little better now after this.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, Associate Coach Jeff Tungate joining us. We'll take another break, wrap up our post game from the Coliseum. After this, you're watching IPFW basketball on UPN Fort Wayne.
Oh, yes, to the 40, to the 50, to the 40 of Dedham. He's going down the sideline, and it's up.
If legislation being considered now in the U.S. Congress passes, you won't see your local team or your government or local events and news on this TV channel. Telecom giants want to end the funding source for this and other local channels. And with such action, end your rights to watch or produce local programming. Don't let local access become won't see TV. Go to SaveMyFreeSpeech.net or AllianceCM.org now and learn how you can help. Become informed and contact your representatives in Washington. The time for your action is now. Otherwise, this is all you'll see here soon.
Do you have everything you need? Paper, pencils? We only ask that you do your best. I made you a snack.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, two great names.
Did you know IPFW has its very own pep band? The Stomp Band is looking for more members, and we want you to join. IPFW students even receive a credit for their participation. Perfection is not required, just enthusiasm and a desire to share your school spirit. Check out our website for more information. Don't just play, stomp.
Winding things down here at Memorial Coliseum with our final segment. Brad Brown and Randy Shipman here with you as the Dons pick up an 80-54 win over
They got to get everybody out of here because they got to take this off and get the ice ready because the Comets play at 7:30.
Comets play at 7:30 tonight, so they're going to throw us out of here if we're not done. Here's what's coming up for the Dons. We talked about those 2 games on the road this week. Maybe a chance to get a win.
Dons really need to steal one, and I think Illinois State is a better chance than Kent State because I look at teams from the MAC, and they are just so physical. And I think Illinois State, that could be one that the Redbirds perhaps are looking past. You know, the Redbirds' most famous alumni for basketball from there, Doug Collins.
Very impressive.
Number 1 pick in the NBA draft. Notre Dame not playing well right now in Purdue. Boy, if you saw any of that game against Florida State the other night, the Boilermakers, wow.
Yep.
Wow.
That'll be on the 20th. There's our leading scores today. 4 in double figures for the Dons. DeWitt Scott leading the way, and Kyle Sabley with a season-high 18 points. Hawkins and Carruthers also with 10 apiece.
And again, you don't see a senior up there because the Dons don't have one, so that bodes well not only for the rest of this year, but for next year as well. And Sabley, we noticed that from the first game. He's just a difference maker when he's in there. He just does all those little things that make a team and make you better.
Energy when he comes to the court, 100%, and great effort from all the Dons out there on the floor today. So we saw the schedule. December 18th will be our next one here at the Coliseum. Notre Dame Fighting Irish and Coach Mike Bray, and a full house expected for that one.
And we expect to see a lot of you who are watching right now to watch that game in person.
Still some tickets available. Call the folks over there at IPFW or check it out at the Ticketmaster, Coliseum box office and all that. And we got a moment here to look at the final numbers real quick.
How about that? Shooting 51%, the Dons, and only 29%. Not very good. Not a good night there for the Mustangs.
The number at the bottom there is the rebound numbers, not turnovers. We want to clarify that. 46-37. It only seemed like there were that many turnovers in this one at times, but the Dons with a rebounding advantage. Turnovers were actually 15 for Marygrove and only 9 for IPFW here this afternoon.
And about the only thing, 2 things the Dons didn't do well. They didn't shoot the free throws well, and they didn't shoot the 3 that well, 5 out of 21. However, they had a lot of open looks on those 3s. They just weren't falling. And by the way, on every free throw, it was a wide open look. So, in case you're wondering.
Good enough. So 80-54, the final margin. Dons with 2 on the road in the week coming ahead, and I'll catch you back here on the 18th for what's going to be a fun night.
That's right, and don't forget too, Wednesday night at 7:30. I'm always thinking late night. The Dane Fife Show right here on UPN Fort Wayne as well. Don't forget to check that out. Coach might be smiling after this one.
That's right. He'll have a win to talk about for certain. That's going to do it here this afternoon from Memorial Coliseum. For Randy Schiffman and our entire crew at UPN Fort Wayne, I'm Brad Brown. Dons 80, Marygrove College 54. For all of us at Wayne TV and UPN Fort Wayne, have a great weekend. So long, everybody.
This telecast of IPFW Mastodon Basketball has been a production of College 56 at IPFW in conjunction with UPN Fort Wayne.